Hi everyone, welcome back. My name's Alice, I'm the chef at the Greenhouse Cafe. If you're watching on YouTube, hi YouTube, we're new here, so wish us luck. If you're watching on Instagram stories, why not go check us out on YouTube? It's much easier to follow over there, and I'll be making sure I can upload all of the previous recipe videos onto YouTube and we'll go from there. So welcome, hello, how are you? I hope you're having a great week. This week we're going to be making vegan toad in the hole with really quick and easy onion gravy. It's going to be delicious, it's going to be indulgent, umptuous, crispy, gooey, everything that is good about a toad in the hole, but without any toads and without putting them in any holes, because that's obviously what it means. Let's get going because I am stubborn. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is heat up our oil with our sausages. I've just got a medium-sized baking tray and I've added our sausages. Use whichever vegan sausages are your preference. The Richmond ones are amazing. I'm using Naked Glory. I find they just are so similar to sausage I can hardly notice the difference. So we're going to add those to a baking tray, and then we're just going to add around 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So what this is going to do is heat up in the oven, the same way that you would add your roast potatoes to hot oil in the oven. It's going to just make the batter go woof, really crispy. So it's very important to get the oil super hot. So we're going to add this to the oven and bake the sausages for around 10 minutes. We're going to get our batter ready. Now we're essentially making a savoury pancake batter. But the extra element we're going to add is some apple cider vinegar, and what that's going to do is react with the raising agents inside our flour and essentially act like a volcano, so it's going to give the whole thing the lift. So in here I've got 225 grams of self-raising flour, and I'm going to just give it a little more of a boost by adding a little bit more baking powder and a little bit more baking soda. Fun fact that I learned recently is the difference between baking powder and baking soda is that baking powder reacts to heat, whereas baking soda reacts to acid. So you learned it here first, guys. Just give that a stir. I'm going to add a big pinch of sea salt and a big grind of pepper. And then I'm going to wait right until the sausages are out of the oven to add our wet ingredients, just because if I add the cider vinegar now, it's going to zoom up, and then by the time it gets in the oven 10 minutes later, it's just going to deflate again. So we need to make sure we act quickly once the oil is hot and the sausages are cooked. Having said that, let's get our wet ingredients together and ready to go in. 400 millilitres of plant milk. I'm using unsweetened oat milk. Any unsweetened milk of your choice will do, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Lovely. So we'll just leave those to sit, and as I say, we'll combine those right at the end, and that will be the batter. Right, my sausages are a couple of minutes away from being done. I've got one go at this, so let's hope it goes well. So I'm firstly going to add the wet ingredients to the dry, and with a whisk I'm going to bring those together and make a fairly thick pancake batter. Now you don't have to do this step, but I really like it. I've got some red onion which I'm just going to fold through the batter. My mum always used to do this. Actually, that's a lie, she hates toad in the hole. I always used to do this. God, I was a chef since the womb. So I'm just going to stir the red onion through. I don't know what I'm on about. And I've also got some fresh chopped rosemary, but you can add dried rosemary if you so please. Again, these are optional, but I really like it. That is the finished batter. It's fairly thin, which will give us a really nice rise. Let's get our sausages out of the oven. The oil is really hot and really bubbling. Pour that all over the sausages so it's covering the lot. You can see the oil is risen up and it's starting to rise already, so it's really important we act quickly and get this in the oven. We'll get this in the oven at 210 degrees for at least 25 minutes. Okay, let's move on to the gravy. So in this pan I've got, well, it was half a large red onion, but it's basically 1 onion's worth of onion. Get that in the pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to set the heat to medium-low. It's on a 6 out of 10 for me. I don't know what that means for you. We'll get that in with a big pinch of salt, which will just help break these onions down. And this is going to take 5 or 10 minutes to start to really caramelize. But once they are caramelized and beautiful, the rest is really easy. The onions have had a minute or two just to start releasing some of their juices, and they are definitely breaking down. So I'm just going to add around a teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to use demerara, but use whatever you've got. And that will just help bring out the natural sweetness and continue to caramelize them for around 5 more minutes. I just popped the heat down a little because a couple of them were just catching. If you can see, they are looking beautiful and almost burgundy, and a couple of them are getting nice and gold. I also don't know if you can see, but this brown stuff at the bottom of your pan, that is all delicious, caramelly, oniony, sugary gorgeousness. So what we're going to do to make sure that all gets into the gravy is something called deglaze the pan, which basically means add some liquid. And you'll notice that when you add the liquid, you're basically cleaning the pan and it's going all back into the good stuff. So usually I would deglaze the pan with some red wine, but unfortunately I drank all of mine. So instead I'm going to use some balsamic vinegar, which I was going to add into the gravy anyway. So I'm going to add about, ooh, spicy. That's about a teaspoon of balsamic. Oh, that went right down my nostrils. It's quite a strong balsamic. You can see that the golden at the bottom is slowly integrating back into the good stuff. Okay, so it's been a couple more minutes since adding the balsamic. You can see what a gorgeous rich colour these have turned, and there's plenty more flavour at the bottom of the pan waiting to return to the onions. I don't know why I'm sticking to this metaphor so much, it's making me happy. So the next ingredient I'm going to add is some soy sauce, which may sound unusual, but it's basically just to bring out the umami, which is basically just savouriness. So we're going to add probably another teaspoon or so of soy sauce, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of plain flour. And that's just going to cook out, and that's basically going to act as our thickening agent. So just add that straight to the pan. It's on a really low heat now, about 3 out of 10. Sorry if that's not useful. So I'm just cooking out flour, coating all of the onion. Oh no, I forgot to add the garlic. Oh my gosh. I'm just cooking out the flour and the garlic. That's more like it. Now it smells good. And I'm also going to add half a stock cube into 500 mils of boiling water. There's only 2 of us, so I'm just doing a small gravy, but this is really easily doubled up. So let's add our stock. And again, that's going to help get all of the good stuff. The eagle-eyed of you will notice that I've got some marmite waiting to go into this pan as well. Now balsamic, soy sauce or miso and marmite and red wine are what my sister and her boyfriend call the 4 horsemen of vegan cooking, especially with things like gravy and pie and spaghetti bolognese. They're just a really good way of making sure your vegan food hits expectations and you get all of the umami and the richness and the depth So that would be my top tip, is to get those 4 ingredients into your gravies and your pies and your whatnots. I'm going to add probably around a teaspoon of marmite. If you hate marmite, obviously don't put marmite in. Just going to mix all of that together, and we'll leave it to simmer until our delicious toad in the hole is ready. Another little top tip for you: always taste your food as you go. That's gorgeous, actually. I was gonna say, if you don't think your food tastes quite right or is missing something, chances are it's lacking salt or it's lacking acid. I think that could do with a dribble more soy sauce, so salt. That is literally good to go and perfect. And we've got 2 minutes until toad. Oh yeah. Just giving my toad 5 more minutes because I just wanted to brown it off a little bit more. So I'm going to use that time to steam some veg, and then we're good to go. So I've got some tether stem broccoli and some kale. Always eat your greens, folks. Always eat your greens. We'll just bang that in the steamer. Give that 3 minutes or so. Let's go time. So here we have the final product. You hear that sizzling away. Beautiful and golden brown. The onions are adding a really nice colour. Oh, look at that. That is so my bit. Super crispy. Get in my belly. Yum. The final gravy as well. Beautiful, good consistency, and really took less than 20 minutes. Would highly recommend giving that one a go as well. Try and get the money shot of the beautiful gravy. Oh yeah, buzzing. Alright, let's try some of this, shall we? Cannot wait, I am starving. Oh yeah. That is delicious. It's like crispy, fluffy, literally like a massive savoury pancake with sausages in it. And the gravy is like so oniony, so garlicky. You can really get the garlic. Gorgeous. Sausages are cooked beautifully. Just not gonna stop eating it, never. This is my life now, just continuously eating. Toad in the hole. Definitely want to give a go. Thank you so much for watching my new setup. Hope you liked it. If you have any recommendations or suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear from you, and would also love to see any pictures or whatever of you replicating some of the recipes that I share. And don't forget, the cafe is open for takeaways on Fridays and Saturdays for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we can reopen soon. But until then, we'll see you through social media. Thank you so much again for watching, and we shall see you soon.